Tamale, Northern Ghana. How are you all doing? Your day going, or how was your day? First of all, I want to send my warmest greetings to my brothers and sisters in Tamale, Northern Ghana, to my brothers and sisters in Bimbila, to my brothers and sisters in Gambaga, Wale Wale, and all part of Northern Ghana, Wa, Bolgatanga, or Boku, all part of Northern Ghana. Sending my warmest greetings to all of you at home in Northern Ghana. When I say Tambale, that is, to the Dagumbes. When I say Bimbila, that is to the Nanumbes. When I say Boku, that is to our brothers and sisters, the Mampusi, the Mosis, and the Kusasis. And when I say to Wa, that is to our brothers, the Wala people of Upper West region of Ghana. And when I say to Gambaga and Wale Wale, that is our brothers and sisters, that is the Mampusis. I say a very good evening to all of you. And when I go down south, I send my greetings to my brothers Ashantis, that is from Kumasi and in the Ashanti region in general. And when I say greetings to my brothers and sisters in Accra, that is, the smallest region in Ghana, Accra. I say a very good evening to all of you. That is my brothers and sisters from the Ga Adangme ethnic groups and whoever is in the in the Greater Accra region. I also extend my greetings to my brothers and sisters in the Brown and Halford region, Volta region, Eastern region, Western region, Central region, uh, the western part of Ghana, that is Sekendita Krade, and to all my Ghanaian brothers and sisters who are out there. In Dagbanli, I say Anungula, and in Mamprusi, I say Anungula, in Nanumba, I say Anungula, in Ashanti, I say Mimawajo, and all of these languages. Sometimes, I'm a bilingual. So I say greetings to all of you in Ghana, everywhere you are. And I say greetings to all of you in West Africa, in the entire continent of Africa, to my brothers and sisters in the Caribbean, to my brothers and sisters in Europe, in Asia, in America, in Canada, and Australia, the whole world. I'm extending my warmest greetings to all of you, especially in Europe. When I say in Europe, to the UK, because a lot of people has contacted me from the UK with regards to the topic for tonight. And the topic for tonight is more about livestock business in Northern Ghana. Livestock business in Northern Ghana. At the same time, I will say livestock business in Ghana. You understand? Because anything that involves livestock business has to do with Ghana at large. That is to those who think they want to get into that particular business. You understand? So before I continue with this conversation, I want to say a very good evening to Charles Kweti. Charles Kweti, I believe you'll be from Accra, or you'll be hailed from Accra. MSLIP, greetings to you. Helios Ajaba. You say, wow, many language you speak. Yeah. And Eric Banda, hello to you. Angela Resta, greetings to you. How are you doing? How is our families at your side doing? You said your channel is nice one. Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. We are here to, share the knowledge, the little knowledge that I have with my brothers and sisters all over the world, including where I live, so that everyone can be able to have their share of the knowledge that I have. Now, first of all, I'm gonna start the whole topic for tonight. What is livestock business, and what is the benefits of livestock business? That is either animal husbandry, or let's say anything that involves that. What is it? Well, it is a business, livestock business or livestock livestock farming is a business that you can get yourself involved in. And when you are going to get yourself involved in, it is of two options. It's either you have people who are on the field working and you're working on the field and you still pay them, but at the same time also get involved with the work. So, and therefore, you have to be working with them, pay them at the same time, actively involved in the work. It could be a full time for you or it could be a part time for you, because you might have a different work quite apart from the livestock business that you establish. Now, when we come to livestock business, what are the different kinds of livestock business that we have? We have long-term investment livestock business and then short-term investment livestock business. With this long-term investment livestock business, it is a process whereby you buy the animals at a very grown age, take care of them for some months, and then sell them out for profit. That is the short term. And with the long-term investment, that is where you go and get the female ones as well as a couple of young male ones. So when we come into the short-term business, every 10 female goats or 10 male goats or 10 male sheep, every 10 female goats or 10 female sheep or 10 male cattle, female cattle, all these females, 10 each of these animals that I mentioned, goats, sheep, and cow. When they are 10, you call them cattle, that is plural, is to one male. So 10 female each is to one male. That is, the one male can cross all of them to make them produce for you, the owner. That is the long-term investment. So it can take you up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, down to 10 years for you to clearly understand what you are doing. That is for them to start developing to a stage where you really know that, yeah, this my business is growing. That is, when it is a cow, it can take the cow up to 2 years to give you one child or one calf. When it is a sheep, it can take up to 2 years to give you two or four babies. When it is a goat, it can take you up to 2 years for it to give you 2, 6, or 4 babies. Now, goats are the ones that produces more than all of these animals that I mentioned, because some goats can give birth up to 1, up to 2, up to 3, or up to 4 babies. The maximum babies a sheep can give you in Africa is between 1 to 2. And the maximum baby, as well as the minimum baby a female cow can give you, the owner, is 1. There are some kind of sheep breeds, they can give you up to 2. But ever since I grew up as an animal farmer, I have never seen a cow that gave birth to 2 here. So I'm talking about this based on where I live, that is in Ghana. But it happens somewhere in Ghana. I've never seen it, but I hear and people say that it happens. So now, when you are patient enough and you have any kind of business that can support you to do this long-term investment, it is very, 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 very beneficial. It is very beneficial because whenever they produces and you take good care of them, when they grow up, they also start to produce. So within 1 to 10 years, your farm will start to expand or develop. And that is the time you can boldly call yourself an animal farmer or a livestock farmer, or that is the time you can see your ranch to be developing. You understand? I have had all these experiences for the past almost 12 years that I've been into the business. I've had long-term investment, and I've had short-term investments. You understand? Someone said, how many languages do you speak? This is not about languages, but I'll say I can speak Hausa, I can speak Tree, I can speak Dabanle, I can speak Manumba, I can speak English, and I can speak Mampusi. So, Roosevelt Kennedy, you said, Champton, California, watching. Salute. Yeah, big salute to you too. So, what I'm saying tonight is that with these two types of investment, when it comes to livestock business, when you are going to involve yourself into it, when you are going to start it, the first thing that you have to do is to acquire a land. Acquire a land. Make sure that the land that you acquired, you buy the land with your money. You get all the documentations that covers your name. You have the documentations from the locals, that is the original owners of the land. And then you also get documentations to the government, that is the official documentation to the land. Either you are from Ghana, you are living in Africa, you are living in any part of the world, go through these two procedures to get your land. When you get this land with these procedures, then you would now go into the housing. How you plan the site for the housing of the animals. So when you plan the site, that is where you have to have a fence around the land, a main entrance to the land, before you start to put up structures for where the animals is going to live. Now when it comes to cattle are animals that is kind of resistant to rain. Their body is much resistant to rain. So no matter how rain falls, no matter how a rain will fall, or no matter how the rain falls, cattle can still be on the rain without having any kind of problems here. But upon all that, they can also be kept at a place whereby rain cannot touch them. You understand? Because in life, no living thing wants to be in the rain unless it comes by force. You see? So and therefore, when it comes to this situation whereby you, the one who has the animals, wants to benefit from them, make a shelter for all of them. Cattle, that is cow, goats, sheep. Make a fence or make a fence for them, and at the same time make a shelter for all of them. And make sure that the area that you are rearing these animals, you have greener pastures there. If no, then you have a way that you can get their feed. Even before you start the business, you have to get their feed. But that is a secondary issue. So now let me come back to the housing. When you acquire your land, you go through all the documentations. Right after that, you make a fence, you make the shelter for the goat, the sheep, and the cow. Now what you have to do is you will divide a place for the cow, divide a place for the sheep, and divide a place for the goats, so that they will not mingle with each other. You will make sure that all of this shade that you provide for them, at least the minimum of land that you can use to shelter all these animals should be at least 2 acres of land. 2 acres of land, and that is 200 feet by 200 feet, or 200 feet by 180 feet, because there are some lands here in Tamale, northern Ghana, it is 100 by 100 feet, and there is some lands, it is 90 by 100 feet. But down south, they have 70 by 80, and then 80 by 90. The majority of the lands in down south, southern Ghana, is not up to 100 by 100 feet square. Yeah. and this is due to the population there and how they programmed their land. You understand? Someone's Angela Rooster said, "Are you running a sponsorship program for future owners?" Well, as a matter of fact, it's no. It's no, because when I say yes, I'm a kind of person who is forward moving person. So I can say yes right now, and within the next day, you ask me something about, you know, a future program, and I'll say I'm busy. So whatever I teach, I'm teaching you how you can do to establish yourself with regards to the business. You understand? Either you can meet me, or you can meet anyone else, or you can just do that by yourself. You understand? But with regards to future programs, anything that I can do with you with regards to future program about the business is to help you acquire a land. That is, if it is here. But when it is any part of Ghana, as a matter of fact, I don't know anything about land ownership over there. You understand? So that is what it is. Michelle Darden, you say hello, watching from Raleigh, North Carolina in the US. Blessings and peace to you. So now when you have all this land that you have to use to take care of the animals, and then you have the shelters and everything, there's one tip that I want to share with you for tonight. Make sure that you get their feed first. Make sure that if it is hay, if it is whatever feed that can satisfy the animals, as well as water, make sure that all these things is put in place before you start your farm. Else, when you do not make all this in place and you bring the animals, it's just like, when a new baby is born, the first thing that the new baby has to take is breast milk. But when the woman is not having enough breast, then it will have to take the parents to run all over the community or whatever they have to go through to get milk for the baby. It's just like when you are bringing new animals into your farm. Make sure you have what they can eat before you bring them. Make sure you have what they can drink before you bring them. But above all, make sure that you have who can help you to take care of them. A situation whereby they will help you and you pay them. So make sure that all these things is in place before you bring your animals. When you fail to do this, you would have to be the loser and not the caretaker. Angela Resta said, I asked because I saw a video of you training young people there in Tamale. Yeah, I have been training people ever since I start to get involved into animal farming, that is animal business or livestock business or animal husbandry. The whole thing is that because I have been so long into that business, a lot of people approach me, they ask me a lot of questions about them, but the reality about it is that I am dealing with it in a very indigenous way. You understand? I am dealing with it in a very indigenous way. Shonda, hi, how are you doing? And I'm dealing with it in a very indigenous way because sometimes when you are going to get involved into animal farming, make sure that have some passion for animals. When you are able to develop some passion for animals, then you can do that business with success. But when you never have any passion for animals and you're just doing it because of money, that is the same way you're going to lose. That is exactly the same way you are going to lose. You will lose because you don't have passion for the animal. You don't know if they are sick or if they are not sick. you are not with them. You are just doing it because of money. Though all of us are doing it because of money, but sometimes we have to make sure that we take good care of them. Say that we put the money aside, look at their health and their happiness and whatever first before dealing with the issue of money, that is selling or the buying and selling of these living things that we call animals. When you are able to have all these qualities, then you would be able to make money out of them. They will love you, you love them, you be with them, you take care of them. They would have, whenever, even when you use a car and you have animals, when they are very useful to your, to your body, to your car, to your bike, or even to your your footsteps and to your voice, whenever they hear the sound of your machine, either car, motorbike, or whatever, they will start to cry. Above all this, sometimes when they hear you speaking, even when they are not hungry, they will start to cry because they want to see you, and they want, as they hear your voice, they still want to see you in person. It's just like humans. When someone loves you so much, when they hear your voice, then they will start to feel you. You understand what I mean? That is exactly how animal behaves. So sometimes you have to always make sure that you have some passion for the animals that you have in your farms. When you are able to have these qualities, then look, you can do animal business as long as you want to do it. But when you are doing it just purposely for money without any other reason, don't expect to have any benefit from them, or don't expect to get any benefit from them. So this is one tip that I have to share with you about animals. So now let's come to the real deal or the real business. When you acquire your land, put on the fence, put on the main gate to the fence, put on your housing for your animals, have your fees in place, have water in place for them to drink before you bring them. When it is the long-term investment, that is when it is both female and male, you have to make sure that when the time that you making the housing, you make a particular place that when one of the female ones is into labor, where you will separate the one that is that is in labor, where you will separate them. If it is one, when it is two, or how many, you will separate them from the animals, such that when they give birth to the baby, the animals will not be able to step on the baby and kill it. They will have a very safe place to deliver their babies. They will deliver them in peace. They will deliver them with happiness, and they will deliver them with freedom as well as good health. Because during mating, sometimes the male ones rushes the female ones a lot, so and therefore they can easily step on the baby and the baby will die. And at the same time, you have to also make provision for a place that when one of them is sick, whereby you can keep the sickness animal or the sick animals in one place, when it is a transmitted diseases or when it is a transmitted sickness, so that it will not be able to get into the other animals. This is one tip about the job. And when you are able to have all these qualities as an animal farmer, then you patiently wait, take good care of them, make sure that they are okay and you are okay, and then you will be waiting for your profit. You see how it goes. At that point, you know all the measures is put in place. All what it takes is in order. But sometimes when you get deeper into the business, as you call your veterinary doctor or your veterinary officer more often, always check the medications that they use to what? Take care of the animals. When you are able to do that, then with time you'll be able to know that when my animal has a problem with um, diarrhea, I have an oral suspension that I can give to the animal that can prevent the diarrhea. When an animal has a skin disease, I have an injection, or I have some kind of some kind of, let me say, medicine that is kind of liquid that I can use to bath the animals to prevent them from that kind of skin disease. When they are, when they fight and they get hurt, some kind of medication that is in a kind of medication ink that you can use to spray on the wound to get it healed. It has a whole lot of, even when they are not eating well, you have some kind of vitamins that is either injection or dewormer that you can give them to make them eat more. So animals has got a whole lot of medications, but it is the veterinary officer or the veterinary doctor that you have that visits your animal regularly that can give you these tips, and that can show you all what it takes to do what? To take care of them. So when you are able to have all these experiences, then you write the name of all these medications down, take the names to the nearby vet store, that is veterinary store, to buy all these medications and then come and keep it. So whenever a veterinary officer comes, then they'll be able to use it to treat your animals, and then you pay less. Because sometimes when they come with their own medications, then the price of taking care of the animals or the price of their work will be higher. This is one tip that I have to share with you. So to those of you who are interested into this business and have some couple of questions to ask, it is welcome, because I'm not going to take this live for long. I might come out with another version of it or another part of it, but it's just going to be like some 40 minutes live, or maybe some 35 minutes live that I have to share with you, because a lot of people wanted to know much about the business, and a whole lot of people also are reaching out to me with regards to buying animals from me, and that is fine. That's a business that I'm doing. Whoever wants to buy animals from me, fine. I'm doing business. It's just that when you are at a far distance that I can't transport the animals to you, I'll tell you the truth, I can't do it. When you want to come here for your animals that you buy from me, fair enough. You understand? Mrs. Janice Ellen said, just chiming in. Hi, Prince Ayoko, and to all. Blessed love to you. How is your evening going? So, the main reason why I'm sharing this with you, my brothers and sisters, is because it is said that sharing means what? Caring. Sharing means caring. When you are not able to share what you have with anyone, don't expect to have a greater reward from the Almighty God as well as what? Our ancestors. When you are benefiting from something, when you have knowledge about something, share it as much as you can. Share it. And sometimes, whilst you are sharing something with people, don't care about the audience. Always care about your message. The number of your audience doesn't have to take you to share what you have with others, but make sure that your message is what has to benefit people from what you have. You see what I'm saying? So, and therefore, don't always matter about your audience. Always concern about your message. No matter how smaller your audience is, the message is what is important. You understand? Um, Animal business, livestock business, animal husbandry. That is when you are into poultry farming, when you are into livestock farming, or whatever. These are the two things: poultry farming and livestock farming. These are the two most lucrative businesses in Africa that I can boldly say yes. This is one of the biggest profitable business that you can do in Africa, not only in Ghana, in the entire continent of Africa and in the whole world. Livestock business, poultry farming, as well as crop farming. Crop farming, things that, foodstuff that people eat daily, meat that people eat daily. Now just look at it. There is out of 100% of the people living in this world, when they break, some people will eat fish, some people will eat meat, and then some people will eat vegetables as well as what? Any kind of cereals or grains. There is no one on this planet who will wake up daily without eating the above foodstuff that I mentioned. When it is a vegetarian, they will eat their vegetables and they'll be okay. When it is, let me say, when it is a partial vegetarian, the partial vegetarian will eat maybe animal products. When it is a strict vegetarian, then they will eat their vegetables. We have two types of vegetarians. We have strict vegetarians who eat only vegetables, and then we have partial vegetarians who eat animal meat or sometimes their products. So these are the people who sometimes eat fish and vegetables without eating the flesh of animals, that is meat from animals. They will just eat products from the animals and then some fish, and they'll be okay. But when it is strict, they don't eat fish, they don't eat meat, they eat only vegetables. They don't even eat animal products. You understand? So when it is a non-vegetarian, some people will eat meat and in the morning or in the afternoon, and then some people will eat fish in the evening. It's just mixed. So something that people consumes every day throughout the 24 hours. When you are into that business, you don't have anything to lose. You have nothing to lose. As well as you maintain the business, you take good care of it. That is how you also go higher. You will be going step by step by step before you realize you are on top of it. You understand? And that is the time people will be wondering what make you rich. Because a lot of people in Africa and a lot of people around the world do not value agriculture. A lot of people doesn't value agriculture around the world. Yeah, Angela Resta said land is most valuable resource, um, other than people. Yeah, land land is the most valuable resource all over the world. All over the world. Because when you don't have land, how can you build a house? When you don't have land, what can you call a property? When you don't have land, what can you leave for your family to inherit? When you don't have land, what can you use to call a property? When you don't have land, what can you use to say, I'm bold, or what can you boldly say, I have property? When you have thousands and thousands of, you know, flights, when you have millions and millions of cars, when you have thousands and billions in your accounts without having a house, you can't sleep in your accounts at the bank. You can't spread your money outside and sleep on it. You can't sleep in your car forever. You can't sleep anywhere, but you can only sleep at where is called your house, your home. And when you don't have house, I'm sorry, land, you can't what? Say I'm bold to say I have property, because even when you have a bare land, you can make something small that you can call your property and sleep on it. Even a hut, you can just sleep under under an umbrella on your land. No one can ask you, why are you sleeping under umbrella? no, no one can ask you that. No one. When you are sleeping under a canopy on your own land, no one can ask you. So land is one of the most valuable assets or property on earth. I agree with that. So to those of you who wants to get into animal farming, these are the little tips that I have for you for tonight. And when you have any question, you can ask it either right now or maybe later, because very soon I'll be going. I'll be ending this conversation, and maybe the next time it might be a very different topic, but continuation of this. You understand? So and therefore, I'm going to say a very big thank you to all of you for watching. This little information that I share with you, it took me several years to come by these experiences. But just look at this. Within a matter of 37 minutes and some few seconds, I've been able to share a lot that you can benefit from. You understand? And Super Black said, I want to start small. Is it possible just to start with a few chickens? Yeah, you can start poultry farm with one female and one male, one rooster and one hen. A rooster is a female fowl, and a hen is female fowl. A rooster is a male fowl, and then a hen is a female fowl. But let me tell you, within the next couple of months, it's not 1 year, within the next couple of months, you're gonna have like 10, 20, down to 30 or 50, because they produces more than any other living thing on earth. The birds produces more than any other living thing. When I say living thing, I'm not talking about ants and everything. That one, they are out. But when we talk of chicken, goats, sheep, cow, these are the things that we can produce, or that we can invest our money in to benefit us, to have money without working for the government, without working for any kind of person, but working for ourselves. So to those of you who are in Europe, in Asia, in Australia, and in Canada, as well as in the African continent, and Ghana as well, there's a lot of opportunities that sometimes when I look at my brothers and sisters, then I start to laugh at them. Why should we have all these opportunities that you can even use some few cities to start? And at the end of the day, you neglect these opportunities, and then decide to go and sleep in the cold, whereby you left your house, you left your room, you left either your father's house or your mother's house or your family house. Even when you don't have your own house in Ghana, you can still sleep at your family house. You will leave all these opportunities behind and then decide to go and sleep in the cold, just in the name of seeking greener pastures. Or sometimes what pains me the most, is that they will go and follow the sea from Libya to go to Italy, to go to Spain, to go to Malta, to seek greener pastures, whilst you know the greener pastures is even at your doorstep. It's just a matter of patience and planning, as well as building yourself up. You see, Sometimes when I look at all of this, it starts to make me laugh to my fellow youth. Don't play with your youthful age. Plan with it. As early as 12 years, 13 years, 14 years, down to 20 years. Play with it. Or down to 19 years. That is the time your teenage age ends. Don't play with it. Work with it. Look at the last video that I make where the women were learning, our sisters were learning how to weave. Look at that video. There was a girl there, the youngest apprentice wasn't up to 15 years. She wasn't up to 15 years. She was busily weaving. Even she was faster than some of the grown-ups. Before she turns to around 15, 16, down to 19, she's going to be a master, earning money at that age. So just imagine if she is going to start to invest her money into other businesses from that profession. Before she becomes 30, she would have what people don't think she can have. She would have something that when someone look at her, they will say, hey, this is not for you. But that is for her. This is Africa for you. Work with it. Work with your energy. Work with your mind. You don't have to go to school to be great. Look, it is said that you don't have to be great to start. You have to start to be great. You don't have to be great to start. You have to start to be great. That is how life goes. If you are able to follow these procedures in life, you are not going to fail. There is no way that you can fail in life. You can only fail when you look at the riches in your front and then you start to climb a mountain for the riches. That is where you will search and search for it and you will never get it. If you are not careful, or when you are not careful, you even end up losing your life in the course of searching the riches whilst it is in your front. That is what it is. As a matter of fact, if I don't have these experiences, I would never share it with anyone. There's a lot of things that I went through with regards to learning that I don't share the whole thing with people, because at some point there are some life experiences about learning. When I share it with you, some of you will say I'm lying and some of you will be crying. As a prince from a very big royal family, I put my title and my lineage and my everything aside. I'm still who I am. When it comes to my lineage, when it comes to my family and my everything, I put that aside, use my energy, work, and build up what I'm supposed to have. Do whatever I'm supposed to do to make sure that I work hard to get what I want. So, and therefore, I don't have to depend on somebody to live. And this is what is worrying the rest of our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. Sometimes, because of the white man law, or because of the system, children have every right to live how they want. But at the end of the day, they will start to have problem with their age, and they will start to have problem with their finances, and it pushes them into drugs. It pushes them into the streets, for them to use guns, for them to do drug dealings and everything. See the whole situation. It is sad. It is sad. Here, when a parent had a child, the parent at some point, they have to force the child to build a future for them. Either you like it or you don't like it. Look, even school, they will whip you. The teacher has to whip you to learn. Your parents has to whip you to learn. This is not about child abuse. This is not about slavery or whatever. It is about opening the mind if the mind is still locked. So it is more like unlocking the mind of your children. It doesn't come by force. It is just what it is here in Africa. If anyone says I'm lying, they should go back and look at what happened to them. Charles Kwete say, how much does the she goats cost in Tamale? Someone say, laugh. Okay, well, the female goat, always call it the female goat. When you say the she goat, then it's kind of um, it's kind of funny. With the she goat in Tamale, at least, at least when you want a she goat in Tamale, we have two particular she goats that you call. We have the nanny goat and we have the long leg goat. With the nanny goat as much as 250 cedis down to 300 cedis, you can get it. But when you want a she goat that is the long leg, that is kind of, have so much profit, then you have to be between 350 and 400 caretaker. I thought my animals would love to live fast. Yes, I'm not you this because you use some money to invest in it. You didn't have to work the ground. The money, when you tell me that I'm gonna do business with you, I have to first of all look at you, and then I have to first of all also make sure that you can contribute to the business to make it grow. But when I look at you to be someone when an animal business and you have your profit, never think that you will do business with me again. But when you give your animals to someone to take care of, you have family here. The person is just a mere friend. You have brothers, you have sisters, and you have family. Why can't you let your family monitor the person? I know some two guys who were living in New York. One of them is currently living in Ghana for almost 3 years now. A guy did that to them in 2016, 2017. Over 100,000 Ghana cedis. The guy ran away with the money. Almost 200,000 Ghana cedis. 2 billion old cedis. The guy ran away with the money. Malik, that was his name. Now, where is the money? The guy came back. They did not do anything to him. The guy is in Accra. And he's living his life. But he has already spoiled the money. You say, Super Black said, you are 100% right. Most of our brothers and sisters are wasting time abroad. They are struggling. People like you are blessed because you can see the truth. Well, I suffered and struggled before I can see this truth. And Charles Kwete said, Obrimpong, what what am I to look for when starting, since you have some hands-on experience? So the whole thing is that in livestock business, it has a lot of downs and falls. Even when you are on the field, it still has a lot of downs and falls. Sometimes that is the disadvantages, because your animal can just die at any time, even when they are not sick. But here, when our animals die like that, we take it in our tradition. When you have an animal and the animal is not sick, and all of a sudden it dies, you take it as a good fortune. You feel like in the tradition, it is said that the animal has taken some risk for you. Maybe something that is going to happen into your life, the animal has taken it. Just because you feed it, you take care of it and everything, the animal has taken it for you. So that is our belief here. You understand? That is our belief. But to my brothers and sisters who wants to still acquire more knowledge and acquire more self-sufficiency with regards to animal husbandry, livestock farming, and anything that involves you working as an animal farmer, living that white man land, coming home with the money that you have, establishing your own farms, make lesser than the way you work hard in the plantations or in the cold, and come home, go to the farm, use that money, invest into agriculture. Either you are into vegetable farming or any kind of things that involves agriculture. Trust me, you will never lose. You will never lose. So this is where I'm gonna stop next week or whatever, depending on what I have time to talk to you with regards to this. Once I finish this live, I'm going back to my farms to make sure that my animals are satisfied for the last time in this night before I go to sleep. Or sometimes I can feed my animals at nights up to 1, 2, 3 times before I go to sleep. So till we meet again next time, I say a very big thank you to you all. May the ancestors and the Almighty God continue to bless us, and may the Almighty God continue to give us long life, good health, prosperity, abundance of knowledge and wisdom, as well as unite us and make us greater and strong. I pray that the Almighty Allah would wash our hearts and make it clean. To those of you who has this kind of, hearts that is being, that is being in traumas for a very long time, I pray that the Almighty Allah will wash your hearts and clean it well for you, so that you'll be able to know your right path. Have a wonderful evening and have a wonderful day as well. Stay blessed and peace.